Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit Acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. From gourmet snacks to unique finds, each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.
It's the Cam Show. It's Rogue Media Sports Network on this Monday. I'm Cam Stewart. Zach Burke will be joining us. He's keeping us on the air. Pete Souza will also be joining us to talk a little Philly aspect of things, not just the Super Bowl, but this new rumor about who was interested in buying the Celtics as well. But we will talk about this Super Bowl matchup and how the Patriots just keep getting roped into this thing. They can't help it. They have to talk about the Patriots somehow during the Super Bowl buildup, and then a little Bruins anecdote at the end of this thing, and why I might be believing again. Kind of. Anyway, it's not the Super Bowl matchup we were hoping for. Bring out the Hitler versus Stalin memes. Chiefs and Eagles rematch from 2 years ago. And what was a very good Super Bowl that I just don't remember. I didn't watch much of that Eagles game yesterday. Watched more of the AFC game. It makes me remember a time not that long ago when you could just enjoy the Super Bowl. Granted, it didn't happen often, but you guys remember Rams Bengals? That was awesome because who gives a shit who wins that one? Like, I was rooting for the Bengals, but who cares, man? You don't have some superpower on one side, some super villain, I guess, on one side. Most of my lifetime, it was the Patriots, and people were rooting against them. I was obviously rooting for them, but that didn't make for an enjoyable Super Bowl experience. That made it even worse to not be a neutral in it. But, I just think back to those years we took for granted, right? Like Rams, Bengals, Ravens, 49ers. Remember that? Everyone said there was no storylines. Who cares? Who cares? I finally wasn't going to be mad at someone winning it. You know what I mean? People might have thought that way about Broncos, Panthers. Of course, I didn't want Peyton Manning to win another one, but that's neither here nor there. We just we have to relish in those years that we don't have, the supervillain on one side, right? Like either Brady or Mahomes, and in one case it was both. Brady, of course, the lopsided winner in that game. Never lost to Mahomes in the playoffs. But like this, from the neutral perspective, like if you want to be one of those people that's like, oh, I root for greatness. I love to see the pursuit of greatness. I'm sure Pete will tell us that in the second segment. Other than that, dude, who wants this? I was dying for a Bills-Commanders Super Bowl. Just thirsting for it. Two teams who hadn't been there in forever. Fun storylines that's not like, hey, how many Super Bowls can this guy win? I was so in on that, and it's neither here nor there. It doesn't happen. I was not stunned by how the Chiefs game went yesterday. I thought the Bills had them a couple of times in terms of they were one step away from having them a couple of times where I was like, oh boy, here's where the game turns. This is where Buffalo can put them to bed. And there were some beneficial calls, I'll say, to Kansas City. Didn't win them the game, no. But Xavier Worthy didn't catch that. Either no one did or the Bills did. But I think no one did. I think that was an incomplete pass. That's a big play. That goes from you're on the cusp of field goal range to touchdown range, and they do score a touchdown on that call. And the 4th and 1, 4th and inches, whatever it was, that Buffalo had the lead and was driving into Kansas City territory. I think it was 4th and inches. They'd already scored. They'd already converted a 4th and 1 on that drive. Josh Allen sneaks. And I'm surprised at how ineffective he is on sneaks. He should be. That should be no problem. But it certainly looks like the ball gets there, man. It really does. And you see the far line judge come in, and where he's standing is beyond the first down marker. It's the first ref you see on the broadcast. And so I'm like, okay, first down. And then they don't spot the ball there. They spot it farther away than where the line of scrimmage was. This doesn't make any sense. And on replay, it's one of those classic NFL replays where if you have common sense, you're like, well, that ball gets over the line. His whole body's over the line, so the ball is over the line, but you can't see the ball. So it's inconclusive video evidence. And since the ruling on the field was that he didn't get it, by rule, he doesn't get it. It's just, you just knew how that was going to go. Like, you had that icky feeling in your stomach, that pit in your gut where you're like, this is almost certainly a first down, but it's not going to be. It's against Kansas City. Like, this is how it's going to work. And I don't want to rehash this entire discussion last week that we had with Zach, but look, you can say the Patriots got the calls. You can say that. But really, there were like 2 calls of real consequence in playoff games that went their way. And they were both the rules, right? They were both the rules. So I get it. I get it. People are comparing that a lot in terms of the hateability of this team and the black magic. And I get that. In fact, I would agree. You know, the Patriots they always found a way. But that was really, that hurt. Like, that sucked. As just a football fan, man, it's like, come on. Every week there's more ammunition to this narrative. And for some reason, we don't have, like, why is it 2025? Are we still doing like the arbitrary spotting of the football in the NFL? Like, how is there not some technology? There's technology in soccer. There's technology in tennis. There's technology in golf. And the NFL dwarfs all of them. And we can't get some sort of technology either on the first down marker or on the damn football that says, nope, he broke the plane. First down, touchdown. How is that not a thing in the NFL? That perplexes me. That I don't understand. What I also don't understand is this crowning of Patrick Mahomes as the GOAT. I don't understand this at all, actually, because there's plenty of people having the discussion today on ESPN or your local sports talk radio station of how Patrick Mahomes has suddenly surpassed Tom Brady as the GOAT. It makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. But people are like, well, look at what he did at this point in his career versus what Brady did. They have the same amount of Super Bowls, and it's basically been the same path, but Patrick Mahomes does it cooler. His hair is cooler, and he dives and throws incompletions. Like, what? I'm seeing people on the timeline saying that, like, Mahomes is doing stuff we've never seen before. And I'm like, yes, we have. Actually, pretty recently, we've seen that. And if you want to say Patrick Mahomes is challenging Tom Brady for the GOAT, and you want to say he's top 5 of all time already, I'm hearing that. I'm okay with that. He's fucking great. But he's not Tom Brady. And I think the good point, the best point to prove that is the one that they're saying makes him the GOAT. Because through his first, 4 or 5 seasons, here's what he's accomplished versus what Brady accomplished. They've won the same amount of Super Bowls in that time. And Brady had a second dynasty in his career. And this is what I don't understand. We've already anointed Patrick Mahomes for something he could do in the future. Like, how does that make any sense? Jason Tatum won an NBA title before Michael Jordan did. He was younger than Michael Jordan. Why isn't he the GOAT? Like, I can't make any heads or tails of this. I don't know where this is coming from. He'll probably win in 2 weeks, and he'll have his 4th Super Bowl, and that's really impressive. And to see this run that he's on, if he gets to 4 Super Bowls, that's fucking incredible. And what's more incredible is he'll be 3 behind the other guy. Like, it's just, why have we suddenly said he's the guy? He's the greatest ever. Just for what he could do in the future? And, like, not for nothing. But through those first 3 Super Bowls for each quarterback, Tom Brady had zero Hall of Famers on offense. Not a single one. Mahomes has had 2. Brady might not even have an all-pro. on offense on those years, man. I'm telling you, he did not. Maybe on the offensive line. Great. I'm talking skill position guys. Nada. Nothing. And so what Patrick Mahomes is doing is unbelievable. It's incredible. Well, I guess not unbelievable because we have seen it, but it's incredible. Like, it should be celebrated. But to just say, oh yeah, he's the greatest now. What? When did we start doing that in sports? When did we just start saying, well, this guy's doing a great thing just more recently, so he's the greatest? Beats the hell out of me. It really does. I don't get it. But I'm seeing it everywhere, man. I'm telling you, everywhere. Twitter, MySpace, ESPN, WEEI, they had a headline about it. And it's just, it beats me. It beats me. Like, if he does it a second time, then we're talking GOAT, man. That's what it takes. Even Jordan did it twice. He does a three-peat, he retires, tries baseball, comes back, does another three-peat. That's GOAT shit. And to then have a 10-year space in between Super Bowls like Brady did, and to be in the mix every single year, that's what we're talking about here. Greatest of all time means of all time, not the greatest right now. And another thing, looking at the Patriots dynasty and the differences with the Bills. Obviously, the big difference is the Bills haven't even made a Super Bowl under this. But I'm hearing people saying, it's not Buffalo's time yet. It's not Josh Allen's time yet. When is the guy's time? When is it? And this Bills run right here is actually reinforcing the dumb Mad Dog Russo Vice Sports thing of, you can say it's Belichick or it's Brady, but anyone with a real brain can tell you that it's clearly both. Because Josh Allen's not Tom Brady, but Josh Allen is a top 3 or 4 quarterback in the NFL right now. And he played really well yesterday. In fact, probably outplayed Mahomes. Mahomes wins, so who cares? But Josh Allen is a tremendous quarterback who does play well in these games. And yet they never beat Kansas City. You think Bill Belichick's losing to the same team in the playoffs 4 or 5 times in a row? Never, dude, never. This comes down to Sean McDermott way more than it comes down to Josh Allen, in my opinion. And so therefore it proves you really can't have one without the other. And it's funny, nobody's saying, well, is it Andy Reid or is it Patrick Mahomes? Because it's a stupid argument. It's both of them. And I think Sean McDermott's a good coach, but proof is in the pudding. He's not good enough. He could beat everyone else in the AFC, but if you can't beat Kansas City, who gives a shit? Ask the 90s Pacers. Nobody cares. Ask the Jazz. If you could beat everyone else but one, it's probably not going to matter. So, yeah, it does make me appreciate this Patriots dynasty even more, right? That what Mahomes is doing, which is incredible, Brady did it twice. And he had the coach the whole time, and the coach had the quarterback the whole time. He certainly wasn't losing to the same team in the playoffs 4 or 5 times in a row. It's not going to happen. So maybe the Bills should hire Belichick. Yeah, it's worth a thought, right? Who I want to hire is the great Pete Souza of the Pete Souza Show. He's going to join the Camp Show next.
Are you ready to take control of your health? At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. Say goodbye to long waits and office visits. Check your health on your own terms with 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today and free yourself from traditional medicine. That's the number 4uhealth.com. Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at bestbuy.com and upgrade your tech today. At Fullwell, we bring together the expertise of registered dietitians, MDs, and OBGYNs to give you the best fertility support. Our research-backed bioavailable formulas are crafted with your health in mind, ensuring the highest quality and safety. From preconception to pregnancy and beyond, we exceed industry standards with independent testing for harmful contaminants. With our comprehensive practitioner directory, personalized care is always within reach. Fullwell, your trusted partner on your fertility journey. Visit us at fullwellfertility.com. Experience the perfect blend of exquisite craftsmanship and life-changing technology with Gevi. Every product is built with precision, featuring specialized parts that ensure durability, efficiency, and safety. We put every machine through 6,000 rigorous tests to guarantee long-lasting performance. With cutting-edge technology and a commitment to energy efficiency, Gevi makes your life easier, greener, and more convenient. Upgrade your everyday with Gevi. Visit us at gevi.com to discover more. That's gevi.com.
Have you ever watched true crime television and wondered, how did they get that story?
I can show you. I was a producer for 48 Hours on CBS News.
In my exclusive tell-all book, I'll take you where no audience has ever gone before. Don't miss out. Secure your copy of Killer Story: The Truth Behind True Crime Television today. Available everywhere books are sold.
With San, owning iconic furniture no longer requires paying a premium. We use the finest materials like Italian top-grain leather, known for its durability and luxurious feel, and apply meticulous attention to detail in every piece we create. Our replicas are crafted with the same care and precision as the originals, but a price that makes them accessible. With over 15,000 satisfied customers worldwide, we've proven that high-quality furniture doesn't have to come with a high price tag. Explore our collection today at san.com.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. Using advanced tech fabrics that are 100% waterproof, UV tear, and abrasion resistant, we ensure lasting durability with hand-sewn double-stitch seams. Our commitment to quality, precision engineering, and customizable options is unmatched. With vertically integrated operations and express shipping, we deliver premier protection at affordable prices. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
We haven't been looking for you. Wake up.
Hellhound Country, available anywhere you get your podcasts. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Hey, I can't hear you, Pete. I was really taken aback by that Hellhound trailer. That was really something.
Wake up.
And also, look, I'm interested I want to read Killer Story, which is behind you, Claire St. Amant. But you didn't tell me that she was only a producer for 2 days.
Who?
Claire St. Amant.
What do you mean only a producer for 2 days?
She just said I was a producer for 48 hours.
Yeah, she was.
That's 2 days.
All right, dude. That is seriously, Cam. You're not a dad yet, so
What?
dad jokes.
Oh, seriously? Whatever, Cam.
Cam, I got so much to talk to you about today. It's your show.
Yeah.
So there's one question I have for you. So.
Cam, it's your show. I'll let you lead it. But hey, I got a question for you.
Because I'm not even comfortable addressing this on my show because it's such.
Oh, by the way, is Scotty in this train? Is Scotty a GOAT Patrick Mahomes guy?
Yeah, Scotty is. Yeah, but he's not here right now. But yeah,
come on, dude.
But I have some. Scotty and I are more of the same mindset than I think you are with the rest of your Patriots brethren. But
okay.
I want to start with this. And we'll start with two attractive women, which you can't argue with that. Carissa Thompson and Erin Andrews. Are we done with them yet? I think we might be done.
Sure.
Like Aaron, I think Carissa.
Trying to pass the torch.
I just think the two of them together, they made sure that they had a segment together on yesterday's NFC pregame show because they're together in the same city. It's doesn't ever happen. And I'm like, who's this for? Like, I don't think anybody really is looking for that.
Dude, you were the one pulling from that podcast that Aaron Andrews was doing a few months ago, and I was like, "What is this? This is vomit."
I think we're done with it. That's all.
Yeah, it's just who is that for?
I don't know.
Or even just like, and this is not just like, hey, it's the two women. That's what they're saying. It's like Fox's pregame show also had like 8 people on it. I'm like, who is that for?
CBS.
Why is Jimmy Johnson reading off, halftime highlights during the regular season? That doesn't make any sense either.
CBS got it right and Fox got it wrong. I'll tell you that. Like, and remember 2-3 years ago, CBS was doing a halftime show with like Walker Hayes playing like right in the background. I mean, remember that?
Yeah, that was weird.
That was a great one. But yesterday, CBS had like 4 guys standing up, like normal conversation at halftime. Fox, it was like sardines in there, and it was just, you don't have enough time. All right, your show. Go ahead.
I do want to bring something to your attention, which is kind of wild to me. So the Eagles, your team, your football team, you would say this, they're not very well liked outside of Philadelphia. I wouldn't say they're the most hated team in football, but you're not finding neutrals are not often finding themselves be like, yeah, go Eagles. No. I want those guys to win. And yet 4 Super Bowl appearances in the 21st century. And they were probably America's darling each time, right? 2 against the Patriots, the dynastic already Patriots, right? Super Bowl 39 in Jacksonville, and then 52 in Minneapolis. Then they get the Chiefs the last time, and the Chiefs had not become dynastic yet, but I think people were like, oh, well, I don't really want this Chiefs thing but maybe I'll give you that one. This time, certainly they're America's darling again. How weird is that? It's when they make it to the Super Bowl, people are going to root for them.
Well, and I think it speaks to every time, although the fans are dipshits across the board, and I'm one of the dipshits, but I'm not like aggressive dipshit, I like to think. But we're very likable. Last time we were super likable with Doug Peterson, Nick Foles kind of leading the way, super humble, super like.
I loved it, yeah.
A lot of gratitude. Yeah, I'm sure you loved it. And then
underdogs, number 1 seed, yeah.
And people like Jalen Hurts is a hard guy not to like. I wish he'd smile more. I wish his body language was a little better, but whatever. He's still.
Baby, you should smile more.
He's an amazing guy, and Saquon. How do you not love him? It's really hard. This is another group that's hard to like. The Chiefs, to no fault of their own, besides the fact that they're just amazing.
They win all the time.
Yeah, they win all the time, and they get all the girls, and however you want to say, like they're kind of like the guys in high school where you just were like, come on, really, these guys again?
I just, I was so hoping for one of those 2 teams to not be in, specifically.
Why? What can I? Why?
I'm not going to lose sleep at the end of the day, but like, I get it. Like these teams, like this is a rematch of 2 years ago. They're not likable fan bases. I know you're part of one of them, so it's easy for you to say, but they're not likable fan bases. They're not ones who have been like, oh, it's been so long since they've won it. And it's just, and people don't want the Chiefs to win. Like really. And I don't want the Chiefs to win.
What are you looking for? I mean, if you don't want this game, like you got a problem I can't solve.
Yeah, well, so the NFL just hasn't been great this year, if we're being honest.
Kim,
NFC put me
I think it's because of
sleep yesterday. Sure, yeah. They're awful. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's got a lot to do with
it. I think the NBA is tough to watch, and the Celtics are pretty good.
Yesterday's game was awesome.
The AFC game was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And I think that here's what I'll say. Like a lot of times, and I said this on my show, and I feel very strongly about this. I think that you're just committed to a bit. I don't even think you feel strongly about this. I just think you're in a caricature, which I respect.
I wish it was a bit, man.
But no, honestly, that's not like you because you're so authentic most, if not all the time.
Wait, which part is the bit? Sorry, which part is the bit?
You don't want to see these 2 great teams playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because I think Kansas City's going to win, and I don't want them to win. Like, I don't want Mahomes getting closer to Brady for sure. I don't.
So you do have a rooting interest in the game. Look at it that way.
Yeah, but I also hate the Eagles, man. Like I hate those people.
Okay, so here's what you're not understanding right now. And you're a little younger than me, so I'll help you out.
Okay.
So a lot of times in life, we really don't know what's good for us, right? Like, you open the door and it's behind the door isn't what you want. But ultimately, behind that door, you look back 20 years later and you say, man, that made me a better person. That made for a better experience. this game. No, hold on.
This game's gonna make me a better person. I hope so, Pete.
You're a part of history. You're getting to watch one of the greatest performers of our time, Patrick Mahomes, perform again on another. There's no bigger stage.
I'm not gonna lie, I already saw a ton of that.
There's no bigger stage than the Super Bowl. It's greatness, dude. There was a time when I did not like Michael Jordan. I was because he'd burned the Sixers so many times, and we were just like, a gnat on the windshield to him. But we burned this. He burned the Sixers so many times, and I would always cheer for the Pistons even. And then he was just beating everybody so badly. I was like, I'm sick of this. I want him to lose. But then finally, I snapped out of it. I said, I'm watching one of the greatest competitors of all time. He won 3 in a row twice. And so finally I just gave way to history and the process and really enjoyed, especially that last run.
You trusted the process.
Well, and especially that last run in 98. And I think that's what we're in the midst of now with Mahomes. He is like, it's poetry in motion and the results speak for itself. I don't think he's as good as Brady yet when you compare the two. We'll see, though. It's getting closer.
Correct. That's the thing. Like I'm not saying he can't close down on Brady. That's not impossible. But I'm just my GOAT thing was like he just hasn't done it yet, and we don't do that with other sports. We don't just say, oh well, he's going to just win 4 more Super Bowls. It's like that's insane, man. That's more than he's already won. And if he doesn't win in 2 weeks, and let's say 5 years from now he's still got 3 Super Bowls. Like, it doesn't matter what the numbers are. Nobody's saying he's better than Brady. So, anyway, but that's a rehashing of the last argument. We're talking with Pete Souza of the Pete Souza Show.
Really hot take about Patrick Mahomes. I'm not sure about life after football for him. We'll see what happens. Keep your eye.
In what sense?
Just think there's a lot of stuff about, relatives. I'm just like, what's going on there? And then
I by the way, towards the end of Brady's career, I was saying like Brady's post-playing career is going to be very odd. Once we started getting more of the Guerrero stuff and obviously the diet and everything, like I was like, this is going to be weird. And it's been fairly tame, but like it's going to be kind of weird, with the health peddling and the, I guess now no Giselle in the life. So he'll date someone else that's really famous. It's going to be odd. Yeah, but Mahomes. He keeps a lot at bay, so to speak. He
does, and we expect great things from these guys, even when they're done, and that's a tough transition. Like even Joe Montana was awful on television, and I think that for a minute kind of screwed up.
Saying that about Brady, but yeah.
By the way, Tony
Brady's
Romo,
better, but
Tony Romo was so much better than Brady yesterday.
Yeah.
Brady his voice is still not computing with me. It's
not a broadcast voice, dude. It's just not. That's like something he's not going to be able to overcome. No matter if
he has gotten so much better at, though, and I think he's just comfortable. He is a blast up there. He's having a lot of fun, and it translates. Like he is very much a spectator, like we are, with great insight that we'll never have, which is kind of what you want. But he's a little too chatty, and unfortunately, with that extra chat comes that voice that is just not pinnacle broadcasting.
No.
Yeah.
It's just not. The other question I had for you, Pete. I was listening to Bill Simmons this morning, and then I saw him tweet. He is saying that one of the interested parties with buying the Celtics is Jeffrey Lurie. And so this is an interesting one because there's been so many smoke and mirrors with this Celtics thing, and Fenway Sports Group and John Henry have come back to the well a couple of times, and they're not. Huh?
It's the first I'm hearing of this. This is interesting.
This was just tweeted by Bill this morning. This was just reported this morning. Jeffrey Lurie interested. He's got a bunch of. I think he's from Mass. He has a couple degrees from Mass schools. Yeah. Celtics guy, and obviously Bill would know that better than just about anybody. And has an interest in buying the Celtics. So let me ask you this, Pete, a couple of different questions. First thing I'll start with, Lurie, the owner. What do you think?
He's amazing.
He's amazing. I thought too.
The only thing that Lurie did wrong.
3 Super Bowls in less than a decade here, by the way.
And the only mistake he really made publicly, as I can remember, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch, but he called the Eagles he was like, we're the gold standard. He said that publicly like 6 years ago, maybe. And I think a lot of people took him to task for that. He caught a lot of shit for that because, ultimately or subsequently, they didn't win a bunch of Super Bowls after he said that. They did eventually. But when you say
what's kind of funny about that, by the way, is outside of the Chiefs, they probably are the model organization right now.
Oh, there's no question.
Like the last 4 or 5 years, obviously made it to 2 Super Bowls. They have a quarterback who's not as good as Patrick Mahomes. I think anyone can tell you that he's not particularly close to Patrick Mahomes, but yet they're still in it every year. They draft exceptionally well. Sorry, go ahead. They just they're like the silver standard right now.
They are, and he stuck with. There was a time when he could have gotten rid of Howie Roseman. He didn't, and that's Eagles GM, and Roseman has done a phenomenal job, and even with Sirianni. They almost fired him last offseason, but they were like, all right, how about you get some new assistants? And Sirianni took the marching orders. Changes were made. Clearly they worked. And somehow Sirianni has made it work with Jalen Hurts too. I think there's so much more to that story that I would like to know and eventually will probably be reported, but their coexistence, I think you look at ownership and that's the kind of stuff that filters down, making relationships like that work, where a lot of times with a bad owner, that'll screw up a situation like that big time.
God, that is so Celtics too. Like the Celtics the last 20 years have been so good at just, for lack of a better term, just doing things the right way, like having the right people in place, trusting them, continuity, trusting them through a rebuild, and it working out tremendously.
Like even that Kyrie situation could have gotten so yucky for the Celtics.
Absolutely.
It could have went away.
Good point. Like that could have been that would have ruined a lot of lesser franchises.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And 30 teams in the NBA, that's probably doing a real number on 25, 26 of them.
Absolutely.
Here's your star player. You traded some real capital for him. He says he was going to resign. Now he's forcing his way out pretty ugly. He was not a great teammate to the young guys that you're hoping to build around. And now you got to build around him. That's not an easy situation. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Well, and I think Celtics ownership has done the job. Let the fans take stuff personal. We can't do that. And I think that the Celtics ownership and their front office has done a great job of that over the course of the last, couple decades.
Kyrie now 1-15 against the Celtics since the 2021 playoffs.
He's still amazing too.
Good player, yeah.
I mean, amazing. Watching Kyrie is like, it's every once in a while you're reminded because he can be so douchey. You're like, geez, this guy is so amazing. That's right.
That's why it was great to have him on the team. We didn't know we knew about some of the stuff happening inside the locker room. Like it was pretty evident that 18-19 season was kind of a mess. But all right, so that helps me as a Celtics fan kind of consume this.
So
the other thing with it is with the Celtics is there's going to be all this second apron stuff and with the new NBA CBA. And I think Brad Stevens is really a good enough executive that he's going to be able to maneuver that. But there's going to be a luxury tax the Celtics are going to have to pay to keep these guys in-house, all these guys that they re-signed this past year purposely to get ahead of it, to get ahead of the CBA. But they're going to have to pay some luxury tax to keep this team together. And so you need an ownership group that is willing to spend some money, which is not usually the case, in the NBA with the salary cap and all that, NFL as well. Obviously you have some cheap guys who don't spend up to the cap. You think Lurie's able to do that?
I think Lurie does
put some money into this thing.
I think Lurie is the type of owner, in my experience, and watching him with the Eagles, where if he comes to town and the Celtics, let's say, win another championship this year, he will spend the money it takes to keep that team together. 5 years from now, I don't know if he rolls the dice per se on huge money free agents.
That's all right. I need 2 years from now. I need 3 years from now. 5 years from now, it's going to be a whole new world. So
yeah. So I think you're good. Yeah, I think he's the kind of guy that will spend the money to keep the gang together, right? And to keep the continuity, and of course to keep goodwill with the city of Boston, because like I've said to you before, like these teams are like public trusts. Like it's the city has just as much invested as the owner does, and it works well for them when the teams do well. So I think that he'll. Yeah, especially an initial PR move. Yeah, for sure. Like Josh Harris. Like Commanders fans talk about Josh Harris like he's the Pope or Mother Teresa. Like, give me a couple years on that one and get back to me. As a Sixers fan, like that Sixers organization sucks. And I'm not just saying that, like, it's a shadow of the grit that the city of Philadelphia responds to.
And I didn't realize, by the way, how bad the record was until they showed the standings during the Celtics game the other day. Oh my God, dude, they're terrible.
Yeah, they're bad.
I thought they were hovering around 500. They're not even close.
They're bad, but there's like an apathy within the city around the Sixers, which is just what you never want. You never want that. We saw Baylor flirt with that on the football field, and it's just like the most depressing thing.
Yeah. And look, I mean, Philly, you got a team in the Super Bowl. You had the best team in the National League most of the year last year.
Look, and honestly, I'm wearing this Villanova thing today, right? And I'll tell you, even when I've been so fortunate, I can say this. Early in my life, I was not, but over the last decade or so, I've been so blessed with Philly teams, and I consider Villanova a Philly team because they're my team, because it's where I grew up and my family and stuff went there. But they're teams you can be proud of. Like, I was thinking about that. The Eagles this year, like, I can be – Jalen Hurts is awesome as a guy for all we know. Saquon Barkley, same way. You know, Sirianni was a little bit douchey, but you kind of grow to, like, love him. You can deal with him. I should put it that way. But Villanova –
you can defend him.
Yeah, Villanova,
good enough that you can defend.
Like Baylor and the Scott Drew teams, like, they're a team you can really be proud of. So I'm proud of this. I'm lucky as a fan right now. I know what it's like to suck. And I was thinking yesterday about the Cowboys. Like, man, are they really that far away? I think they might be still, which sucks for them.
Yeah.
You know?
What did Mosley say today? Real quick.
Awesome. I mean, he was talking about I had a prediction that I think if Schottenheimer, who's already conducted his press conference, but I don't know what it looked like, I haven't seen it. If he comes off with some charm and with some wit and like a guy who knows what he's doing, which I'm sure he will, I think that'll lessen the blow a little bit. Mosley disagrees. He says that, you know, the fan base is so hurt right now. And
that's the thing, Mosley's been through it. Mosley's seen this.
Yeah, so he knows.
Not with Jason Garrett specifically.
Yeah. He said he talked, you know, Mosley said that the Todd Whitten thing, him coming and being a part of it, doesn't look like that's going to happen. We talked about Eberflus being a defensive coordinator there. There's some potential there for the Cowboys to be decent next year, but he also said, and I didn't know this, I probably should have known, that Dak had a lot to do with this, that there's a big comfort level, not just with Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones and somebody who's already been in the building, but with Dak and Brian Schottenheimer. Yeah.
That's entry-level job. I just didn't think it was that. I didn't think the Patriots were an entry-level job. I didn't think the Cowboys were an entry-level job. One last quick question on Lurie, because I know you –
Mosley said, like, you know, and Matt was very honest about this. And if you think about Mosley's career too, he was more dialed in than he ever was probably in 2006. And he said people were reminding him that Schottenheimer was a big-time coaching candidate back then when he was a hot young offensive coordinator at 36 years old. And Matt was like, honestly, I don't even remember that. If he was, that's great, but I don't remember it. And that's my big concern around Brian Schottenheimer. I would even go as far to say, like, I don't know. And I have no clue. And there's no evidence behind this, but like, is there something going on that we don't know about this guy? Because he's 51. He's been an assistant for almost 30 years. His dad is Marty Schottenheimer. If he's anywhere near a real good coach, he would have been a head coach by now, but 3 times over.
Correct.
So what's going on?
Look at Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. So what's happening with that? I wonder what's going on there, but again, we'll find out. Time will tell. They're going to kick the ball off. Next September, and the Cowboys will be back out there with another chance to win on the field where it happens. And all the noise has nothing to do with that.
One last quick question, because I know you got to get out of here. One more thing on Lurie. You as an Eagles fan, how do you feel about your owner going and buying another team?
Look, dude, I could go all like sports czar with you, and you shouldn't be able to own teams in 2 different cities. I do think it's kind of BS. So I don't love it. Like,
it's just not a fun thing to be at.
No, you just told me that. So you're telling me the guy who owns the Eagles is now going to own the Celtics? That's a kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
But you got to
especially there is obviously Philly Boston tension in that sport.
Yes.
You know, so that's even more so. Like, I felt weird when John Henry bought the Penguins, and 2 Northeast teams, but they're not really rivals. But I'm like, I just don't love that. Especially when it's your football team, like, you give so much to that, and you're like, knowing that the owner is going to split the time. But hey, if it's going to be someone from what other sports league. I'm glad it's him and not Fenway Sports Group.
It's just, look, dude, that's where we are in life and in sports. Like, we're so corporate now. You look at like the fan, but that's why the Sixers are so tough to take, because the people sitting in the seats at those games don't represent the city of Philadelphia. And that sucks.
That does suck. And you're right. And that's a sports thing.
Yeah.
I could say the same thing about a Celtics game tomorrow. And that's emotionally too bad. Like, that will piss me off.
That's why hockey is a great sport, because the people at hockey games still do represent the true hockey fans of those cities, which is pretty dope.
Still, but we are moving away from it.
Yeah.
Let's have you on another time this week and let's talk about that.
I would like
to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Pete Souza of the Pete Souza Show. That's our lead in every day. Pete Souza, 10 a.m. Central Time, live on YouTube, 11 a.m. Eastern. Pete, thank you very much for stopping by. All right. Anyway, speaking of hockey, I do have a Bruins anecdote. And the player that I really desperately want to be good and just refuses to be. That's coming up next on the Cam Show.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internext.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Elevate your experience with Grenco Science, the leaders in cutting-edge vaporizers. Whether you're at home or on the go, our sleek, powerful devices deliver smooth, consistent hits every time. Quality you can trust, innovation you can feel. Grenco Science. Take your vapor game to the next level. Visit us at GrencoScience.com. At Terrapin Ridge Farms, they believe in the joy of effortless entertaining. Inspired by CEO Mary O'Donnell's mom and her legendary holiday parties, they've crafted a line of gourmet foods that turn any meal into a celebration. From savory jams to mustards, aiolis, and more, their products are made with love, bringing unforgettable flavors to your table. Whether it's a casual get-together or a special occasion, they make it easy to impress. Terrapin Ridge Farms, where great food and great memories come together. Visit them at terrapinridge.com. Terrapin Ridge.
Do you ever have a story that you just can't get out of your head?
One that you play the details of over and over with your friends?
Well, you've come to the right place. I'm Claire.
And I'm Susan.
And this is Justice Pending,
a weekly true crime podcast where we discuss tantalizing crimes with more questions than answers.
Thanks for joining us.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Combine that with OrganicHemp.com's top quality CBD for ultimate balance. Start your healing journey today at GlobalHealing.com and OrganicHemp.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
It all began with a simple idea, cutting handles off old ski sticks to create better pull-up bars. This sparked the creation of the revolutionary Engels 90 handles. After testing over 70 prototypes with 300 athletes, our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your taste. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
It is the Cam Show. It's Rogue Media Sports Network. Zach, I want to ask you a question before I get into this Bruins thing, if I could. Oh boy, is he ready? Is he cooking?
Yeah, what's up?
How do you feel about the term staycation?
I hate it. Because it's not really like a
Love it because you don't have.
No, I get what it is, and it's fine to not.
It's all right. I trust that you understand what it is.
Yeah, but no, my point is I just think I don't understand why you would call it that. Why just not be like, hey, we just decided not to do anything, but just stay home and rest? Like, why does it have to have a name and you call it a staycation?
I agree with that.
And that's trying to be cute. Like, don't be cute sometimes. Just tell me, hey, I took a week off from work and I decided to stay home and not do shit. Okay, I get that. That's cool. I would like to do that too. You don't have to fluff it up and call it a staycation.
I just don't like the word bugs me.
Yeah, no, that's why
staycation.
I love how it just like chin back, like we're just
there was an ad that we ran on the radio station that was a local Waco hotel, and Mosley was reading it. He was like, if you need a good getaway or a staycation. And I would just get bugged every time. And I got some targeted ad when we were in the commercial break about staycations. I'm like, can we just, why?
But, I guess staycation is just anything where you stay in your like hometown. You just don't go anywhere. I think of it as just like you don't even leave the house. Like you were just like,
that's even worse, man. That's just like take a couple days off. That's what we call it.
Exactly. Like, hey, I didn't work last week. Oh, all right, that's cool, man. I'm happy for you. Don't try
it
to.
Was a real staycation.
I went and checked out the silos.
I was having margaritas in my backyard at 4:00. It was a real staycation.
Oh man.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that.
No problem. I'm glad that's how I could add to the show today.
I needed some insulation on that. I really did. I needed someone in my corner on that one. Because Pete would have been like, oh, Cam, you're just so miserable. Which he's right. So I can't blame him for that. Anyway, Bruins, what do you know? For the second year in a row, they are testing the limits of this game we know as hockey. They are trying to be revolutionary. They're saying, how many games can we win in the NHL with having as few shots as humanly possible? They had 8 shots through 2 periods in their last game against Colorado, a good team that's shaking things up. They go into the third period down 1-0. They win 3-1 because they have the power of friendship and the magic of Morgan Geekie, who's all of a sudden playing for a contract, and that price is going up. If you had asked me a week or two ago, I would have said, you know what, Morgan Geekie, I would like to re-sign him. I think there's something there. He's not a first-line winger, which is what he's playing right now, but I think there's something there. And these guys are not first-liners, but I have to give them some credit. Like it is working to an extent right now. I think it's probably the best first line the Bruins can put together, which is sad, but it works right now, which is, of course, Pastrnak, Zacha, and Morgan Geekie. It's working to an extent. And the Bruins get the big win over Ottawa on Thursday night. They take that into the matinee Saturday against Colorado and win again after a terrible performance against Jersey. That's, you shut out a team that could be a playoff team in Ottawa. They'd have to leapfrog you. And then you beat a good team in Colorado. I know they're shaking things up. They don't have Rantanen right now. I really like Nate Schaas, but he's not Mikko Rantanen. That's a good hockey team that you just went out and beat. And I was so excited. I was riding the high of that win on Saturday. That Saturday night, I was riding an actual high, and I was watching Nikita Zadorov highlights. This is sometimes what my Saturday nights look like at 1 a.m. I'm high as a kite, and I'm watching 9 minutes of big Nikita Zadorov hits. And I came to the conclusion that I think I have never wanted a bad player to be better than I want Nikita Zadorov. Like, I want him to be a good Bruin so bad. But, like, there's nothing I can look at from either the numbers or what I've watched this season to be like, yeah, and he is good. And you're not paying attention to this. Like, everything is not good. And everyone's saying, oh, he's built for the playoffs. He's going to bring that muscle that the Bruins need in the playoffs. I friggin' hope so. Because what he really should be is a poor man's Zdeno Chara. And what he actually is a homeless man's Zdeno Chara. Like, he's not even close. But he should be like this big physical force who can move the puck a little bit and can just clean out the front of the net. And he really doesn't do any of those things particularly well this year. He's still a big force. He lays out some hits, but not nearly the rate that he used to. And he's 6'6" and 250. Like, that guy should be a monster, a maniac. You should be afraid to go into his corner. He should be clearing out the front of that net. And he's not. And he leads the league in penalty minutes. And there are a lot of 2-minute minors, trippings, clippings, hookings, not 5-minute fighting majors. He's as bad a puck mover as he's been in his entire career this year. He has already hit his career high in giveaways. He's only played 51 games. He's got 31 games left. And he's already hit his career high in giveaways. Last year, he only gave it away 32 times in 75 games. He has more than doubled that. 73 giveaways in 51 games. It's his career high by 12. The guy kind of sucks, man. He kind of sucks, and I really want him to be good. I've never had this conundrum, I don't think, to this level with the Bruins, right? There are some guys that we make into kind of cult heroes, right? Be it, Nathan Horton, or Gregory Campbell was one of my favorite Bruins growing up. But they were good. Like, they were good players. They did their job. They played their roles well. Yeah, Gregory Campbell's a third or fourth liner, but he always did his part. He was never a negative for them. In fact, it was the best fourth line they've had in my lifetime. But Zadorov doesn't even do that, man. And, I give him some benefit of the doubt because I know what he can be. But shit, man, I'm watching that 9-minute compilation and he's just body bagging these guys, man. And I'm thinking, boy, if they're going into a playoff series with the Panthers in round 1, and you know what? They're going to get swept. They might win a game. But if Nikita Zadorov is just tossing guys in the spin cycle, I'm okay with that. That's at least a moral victory. That's at least something I could cheer for, with Zadorov just knocking Tkachuk and Bennett into next week and fighting guys. I'm in on that. If you're not going to do anything else for me, I'm in on that. But that's a bit too much to ask for as well. Oh, what a bummer, dude. Because, he's never going to be Chara, but you're starting to see now, as was my red flag going into this year, why he's on organization number 6 at age 29. Because he just doesn't give a lot to you. And there's no one that I've wanted to be successful more as a Bruin and has failed as miserably as Nikita Zadorov so far. Maybe he does just turn it up in the playoffs. But this should have been a perfect placement for him, right? He's not your number 1 defenseman. He's not even your number 2 defenseman. You could argue he's not even third, even when he's at his best. You have guys that can move the puck, right? Lindholm, Lohrei, even for his struggles this year. McAvoy can sometimes do it, although he's on the IR. And both, McAvoy and Lindholm, when they're out there and healthy, they're good two-way defensemen. All I need for Zadorov is to just be the net mouth cleaner. That's what I need from him. It would help if he had a good slap shot the way that Chara did, but not even that. If he can clear out the net, the front of the net on defense, and maybe even be a net front presence on a power play when they did with Chara a little bit, Like, to me, that is so more than enough. And be the most intimidating damn guy on the ice. Can you do that for me? Amazingly, he's a plus 12. Amazingly. He's been out. Someone had, it was Connor from Inside the Rink doing the postgame show with Matt Barry and Smitty and those guys, was saying that, like, he's been on the ice for more empty net goals than any Bruin this season. And so that would aid towards his plus 12. But 103 penalty minutes leads the league. Yep. More penalty minutes than he had in 54 games with Vancouver last year. And he's only played 51 with the Bruins this year. Oh, man, I just want him to be good. I just really, really want him to be good. And he's a far cry from 2017-18 when he blocked 106 shots. He ain't doing that. Although he has blocked 69 this year. Very nice. I can tell that Nikita Zadorov is like one step away from being like a Bruins cult hero of yesteryear, because there's not many of those guys, big, tough, physical, just beating the crap out of you, standing up for your teammates. There's not a lot of those guys in the league anymore. We're trying to weed those out. And by we, I mean Gary Bettman and the sport are trying to weed those guys out. Nikita Zadorov can be a Bruins legend if he's just a little bit of a better player and lays out some more of that wood, some more of that 6'6", 250. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Can Nikita Zadorov be a Bruins cult hero if he just steps it the fuck up a little bit? Be sure to like and subscribe. We're live on YouTube every day at high noon Eastern time, 11 a.m. Central, and then wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you to Pete Souza. Thank you to Zach Burke. I'm Cam Stewart. We'll see you tomorrow.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internext.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Tusains, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.